Hello, hello, my friends. It is that time of the month. Yes, the November restock for Caramel Sundays is happening this Sunday, November 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They've got quite a few good offerings, and in today's video, I'm going to briefly share with you guys what candles they will be offering, as well as give you some insight into some of the fragrances that I currently have in my collection or I have had in the past. And then, of course, I'm going to let you guys know what I am eyeing. Now, if you have never shopped with Caramel Sundays, they are a small business based out of Monroe, Georgia. They pride themselves in producing non-toxic, a lot of home fragrance. They have personal fragrance. They've got household supplies like laundry cleaner. They've got kitchen sanitizer. They've got a lot of great products, but again, they really pride themselves in being non-tox. Their candles are 100% soy wax, which if you've been with my channel any length of time, you guys know it's no secret. That is the preferred wax formula that I like to burn in my home. They do also offer wax melts. So a lot of fun offerings. In this video, I primarily stick to the candle offerings just because that's what I tend to really focus on here on my channel. But you can always feel free to comment down below if you've purchased other products from their body care lineup or whatnot and you think that they're great. Feel free to leave a comment down below for the rest of the community. But as always, we've got a lot to talk about here, and yeah, well, we don't need to be wasting any time. I will make sure that I list all of the candles that I talk about in the description box down below with some timestamps. And as always, you guys, I feel like I have to say this with every video, but Caramel Sundays does not do sponsored content. They do not send PR. Everything that I talk about is of my own free will. This genuinely, you guys will probably see, this has probably been my brand of the year for 2025. I dove in. In fact, it's probably, I think this November, this marks 1 year exactly that I have been purchasing from the brand. And just like any brand, they have their hits. They've had some misses for me. But overall, you guys, I am quite pleased. And so I just continue to purchase from them every month. So let's go ahead and get into what the offerings are going to be. So I'm going to just cover the candles, like I said. You guys know that on my wish list, I do actually really like their household cleaner spray. If you have not purchased that in the past, I've typically bought some of those cleaner sprays every launch that they've done. Last month, I purchased the Toasted Pinecone. I bought 2 of them. Really like that for just freshening up my kitchen. It does a good job cleaning. Now, that being said, you guys, I am generally what most people would consider to be a bit of a clean freak. I keep a pretty clean and tidy home. So I can't really testify to really grimy, dirty messes because I don't really let my house get to that point most of the time. There have been seasons, but most of the time I don't. So I can't attest to that. But for the purposes that I need good cleanup, for daily cleaning, it's been good for me. And I believe that this month it might be coming back in the Marshmallow Suede. I also, you guys, have not been on Instagram this month. So if there have been any changes, I don't really know. So I have linked Caramel Sundays Instagram profile in my description box down below. Feel free to follow them if you are over on Instagram, because that's where you're going to get the most up-to-date information. Okay, candles that they are offering. They are only offering one large 150-ounce vessel. And honestly, you guys, I totally forgot about that until just right now. And I forgot to write down what it is, but I will pop up a picture of it. I know that it's like a cranberry orange type of fragrance. Truthfully, you guys, I think that Caramel Sundays does a great job with cranberry scents. But I already have quite a few fragrances in that in that profile. In fact, I'm looking over right now. I have the Homeworks Making Spirit Spice right now, and that's kind of got like a wassail vibe going on, and I really like that. So for this go around, I'm going to be passing up that 150-ounce vessel. But they are offering it. And again, I'll make sure that I have popped up a picture. Now, they have quite a few Four-wick candles that they are going to be offering. I'm just going to go over all of the fragrances here really quickly. The fragrances in Four-wick format that they will be offering are Caramel Cocoa and Cream, Salty Santa, Cranberry Christmas Crumble, Santa's House, Frosted Gingerbread, Christmas Morning, Perfect Christmas, Home for Christmas, Cookies for Santa, Double Dipped Danish, Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser, Mahogany Marshmallow, and Holiday Sweets. Now, I wanted to just go over really quickly for you guys some of those fragrances that I already have in my collection, give you guys some feedback. I did do dedicated reviews already on Frosted Gingerbread and Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser. If you guys have been watching my channel, we all know. We already know how I feel about this Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser. I think this is the third video that I've talked about it in the last week. And spoiler alert, I might be talking about it still in a couple more videos to come this week. Really love that fragrance. Now, Salty Santa, you guys, I'm going to give a little bit of an update here. I actually purchased the Salty Santa hand soap in the October restock, and I really like the fragrance. But here's the thing, I actually don't think that I'm going to pick it up in the candle format because I have learned something about myself. I really like that Salty Santa fragrance in the hand soap, like in body care. But I have learned about myself, if I typically like something in body care, that doesn't always, go over well when I burn it in candle format. I don't know why that is, but I've just realized that about myself. So I think because there's a couple of other fragrances that are just a little bit on a higher priority for me, I am not going to be in contention for getting Salty Santa. But I do know that that has been a real hit for a lot of people. Let's see, what other fragrances have I burned? Home for Christmas, I do have in my collection. I did purchase that in the Four-wick. I've also previously had it in the Two-wick. I actually finished that one already. Home for Christmas, in case you are curious or you haven't heard, Home for Christmas smells pretty much, if you're looking for a soy wax dupe of Bath & Body Works Winter, go for Home for Christmas. That's what it smells like to me. I mean, it's pretty spot on for that dupe. So if you like Bath & Body Works Winter, but you're wanting a cleaner burn or a cleaner wax formula, definitely have your eye on Home for Christmas. Now, I do have Perfect Christmas. I did purchase this in the October restock. This will also not only be available in this Four-wick vessel, but it will be coming in the Two-wick. And I will have my dedicated post-burn thoughts on this either tomorrow or Saturday for you guys. I know I'm cutting it down to the wire, but if you have your eye on this one, if I'm going to safely give a little bit of a spoiler alert to my review, it's safe to purchase. This one is nice and strong. It's very similar to, I'm going to say it's similar, but not, to Bath & Body Works, The Perfect Christmas. Bath & Body Works version of The Perfect Christmas is a little bit more cinnamon and pine heavy with that marshmallow note in the background, whereas I feel like Caramel Sundays, particularly upon burn, the marshmallow note is what is front and center for you, with that pine note in the background and a little bit of spice in the background. So it's almost like the notes kind of reverse upon burn. That's why I like this version a little bit better than the Bath & Body Works. Do I think that this would pair nicely with the Bath & Body Works version? Probably. I think that they would complement each other really well. But yeah, this one's really, really good. I've been getting really good performance out of it as well. So again, that review will be up for you guys prior to the restock. But if you are interested in that fragrance, I would go ahead and say, yes, it's a safe bet to go ahead and purchase. Now, here's one, you guys, if you caught this review, I did this review on Monday. This is Santa's House. Now you can see I'm at about the halfway point here. And here's what I'm going to say. I love this scent. In fact, on Cold Sniff, this was my favorite fragrance from the October restock. It's still, I'm not going to say it's my favorite from the October restock because there were so many good ones in that one. It's really hard for me to say that I have a favorite because they all were really, really good. But I did mention in that review, this has been one of the rare cases for me where the Four-wick is not giving me the performance that I typically get from their Four-wick vessels. This one for me, I mentioned in that review, was just around like a 5. At the most, it's been a 6 in terms of strength and throw for me. I did mention that the weather has cooled down here, and soy wax in particular needs to be very, very hot in order for it to start throwing and projecting. And because the weather has cooled down, therefore the ambient temperature in my home has cooled down a little bit, I'm finding that this one, it's already a lighter base because it's kind of got that vanilla and sugar cookie with a little bit of pine tree in here. But this is a different fragrance than Perfect Christmas, by the way. I want to let you guys know they're very, very different from each other. But whatever it is in the sugar cookie accord here, it's just not giving me enough oomph for my open concept. Now, when I place this in my master bedroom, in any of the bedrooms, or if you have a closed concept space, you're going to be happy with this performance. Just know that it takes about an hour for it to really start going, unless you've got the heat cranked up in your house, which I don't know many people that want to keep a stuffy house, but I don't know if you do. Or you might want to pop it into a hurricane because I noticed that this one takes a little bit longer to start projecting. Again, I love this brand. You're going to see I still have quite a big wish list going on, but I would just say if you're hoping to get this one and for it to be a huge room filler for an open concept space, that has not been my experience. Now, I don't know if other reviewers are having that experience with this candle or not, but I am giving you my honest experience with it. So I would say if you have your eye on this one, just make sure you're planning to burn it in a closed concept space, or maybe you have a hurricane big enough to burn it in to see if you can maximize the space. Now, the other thing that I will say is if you happened in the October restock to have picked up this vessel, which was the holiday, now this vessel is going to be in the fragrance Bakery on Main this time around, which you guys all know. That's my all-time favorite vanilla fragrance, vanilla gourmand, I should say. Here's the thing with this one. If you purchase the holiday, but you're like, what should I pair it with? Santa's House. Santa's House goes beautifully with the holiday. I had this combination burning the last 2 nights. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough. It's almost like I'm like savoring it because I only have one of each of these, and I was like, oh, I really enjoy this. So yeah, they are bringing this vessel back though. This one does retail for about $5 more. These Four-wicks are $64.99. That does include the cost of shipping. Also, if you've signed up for their rewards program, if you've earned enough points, you can cash those out for up to 15% off of your order. But yeah, they are bringing this vessel back, but it will be in the Bakery on Main fragrance. We have been told that the holiday will return next year. They've heard us loud and clear. Don't know if it'll be in this vessel, but my goodness, this vessel is beautiful. This is burning beautifully for me. So if you're looking at this pretty gold vessel, maybe as a gift or for yourself, I will definitely recommend it. And again, if you bought the holiday, but you're looking for a fragrance to pair with it, this Santa's House complements it very, very well. Santa's House, I would say, is kind of in the same line as Yankee Candle's Christmas Wish or Kringle Candle's Wishing for Christmas. They're kind of in that same vein. But I think this one is actually done better. I just want this, I would say like the fragrance profile, I like the best how Caramel Sundays has done it. I just want it to be a little bit stronger. So that's the only womp for that. Okay, let me see. What else do we have here? Okay, Two-wick candles. Those retail for $31.99, and those are like this size vessel. These are about 18 ounces of wax. The Four-wicks are 40 ounces of wax, and I believe that gold vessel is 43 ounces of wax. So you get slightly more. But the fragrances that are going to be available in the Two-wick are Fresh Cut Fraser, Frosted Gingerbread, Perfect Christmas, Cranberry Christmas Crumble, Double Dipped Danish. Let's see, what else am I seeing here? Holiday Sweets, Candy Cane Cookies, I already said Double Dipped Danish, Toasted Pinecone, Christmas Story, Reindeer Treats, and Winter Flannel. So wanted to give you guys a couple of insights into some of those candles because I've already had them. Toasted Pinecone I did have last year. Toasted Pinecone is a fragrance that I would say that it's kind of a woody tree fragrance, but there's a lot of sandalwood in it. And so a couple of other people have said like to them, it leans almost slightly masculine or cologne-like. I wouldn't really classify it as cologne-like, but it is definitely not just like a tree fragrance to me. It's definitely a different take on a more woody tree type of scent. So, you know, I had it in the past. It's not one that I felt like I wanted to repurchase, but I do know that that is one that is in their lineup like year after year. Another fragrance that I've had that I purchased last year was Christmas Story. That's a beautiful orange, like winter orange fragrance. I actually, I really enjoyed that one. It's kind of like an orange pomander type of fragrance. I had it last year and really enjoyed it. And truthfully, if I didn't have a couple of Kringle candles away in a manger, which is honestly my favorite orange pomander fragrance, but it has now been discontinued. So I have a couple of backups of that one. But if Caramel Sundays keeps Christmas Story in their lineup year after year, then I could see myself repurchasing it. It's just that I don't really feel the need to do that right now with all of the Away in a Manger that I have in my collection. And then the other fragrance, Winter Flannel, I have not had before, but looking at the fragrance notes, and then I remembered asking Sierra a few months ago, kind of interesting because this fragrance to me is more of a fall scent than it is like winter, but the review on the website also confirmed this. If you like Bath and Body Works sweater weather, winter flannel, I have heard, is very, very comparable. So that's kind of like their take on sweater weather. So if you like Bath and Body Works sweater weather, again, that's more of a fall fragrance to me. But if you like burning it throughout the winter months, then you might want to eye winter flannel. So let's go ahead and see what is on my wish list, you guys. This time, oh man, it's hard. It's hard to narrow down for me, but I feel like I've kind of narrowed it down. We'll see what happens on Sunday. I always feel like there's some like game time decisions that happen, and who knows, things go wild. So Four-wicks, we already know. Do we even need to say it? Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser, obviously on my list. You guys know this was one of my top 5 tree fragrances at the moment. I got this in and immediately was kicking myself for not purchasing it in the Four-wick last time. If you want authentic, warm, beautiful, perfect Christmas tree, this is it. This is it right here. It's a fabulous fragrance. So if you and I tend to have similar preferences with tree scents, I actually saw, I think it was Alexa commented last week on my tree video that she doesn't typically like tree fragrances. And I told her, I said, you know what? I never thought that I did either, but I started to realize what tree fragrances I like. I tend to like warm, woody tree fragrances. I don't tend to really like pine needle, outdoorsy, fresh scents as much. So if you are somebody in the camp that likes warm, woody tree fragrances, Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser is definitely a must. The other one in Four-wick that I definitely have on my list is Mahogany Marshmallow. We have top notes of warm mahogany, mid notes of marshmallow fluff, steamed sweet milk, base note of vanilla butter, and rich wood. I love the way that Caramel Sundays does their marshmallow fragrance. So obviously I saw that one, and I do tend to like almost like hearthside, smoky, woody fragrances too. So you mix that with a marshmallow and my eyes are definitely going to be drawn to it. So Mahogany Marshmallow is on my wish list. And this is the one that I keep going back and forth between, do I want it in a Two-wick or a Four-wick? There's a couple of them, you guys, honestly, that I'm like, do I want it in Two-wick or Four-wick? Holiday Sweets has top notes of gooey warm marshmallow, candied pecans, mid notes of baked cinnamon buns, and a base note of vanilla pine. I'm leaning towards getting this one in the Four-wick just because I really like the way that they do marshmallow. I had a fragrance with pecan in it from Caramel Sundays. Gosh, I want to say it was probably way back in like February or March. It was like the something like pecan pudding. It was one that I added to my cart like very last minute, happened to be in stock, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try, and I ended up loving it. And so I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe this is one that I can go ahead and go for. I think I'm going to aim for that one in the Four-wick. And then the other one that I'm going back and forth between, do I want it in a Four-wick or a Two-wick, is the Cranberry Christmas Crumble. It has top notes of cranberries and brown sugar, mid note of pecans, orange peel, and crust, base note of orange peel, sweet crumble topping. Now, I am going to say I think I'm leaning towards getting that one in a Two-wick, only because I love the way that Caramel Sundays does cranberry. Brown sugar is always a note that can be iffy for me. I don't always like, what fragrance is it recently that has brown sugar in it that I actually like? It was Kringle. It was their Christmas treats. It's like a brown sugar and butter in there. And that actually comes across really nice. But brown sugar notes in a lot of home fragrance can sometimes come across scorched to my nose. So that's what's giving me a little bit of hesitancy. Not to mention that I still have pistachio cranberry in my collection. I'm planning to burn that in January. I also have their cranberry and birch, which somebody told me that they were teasing that they might bring that back in December. Please do bring that back. I would buy another one. That's a fantastic fragrance. So I feel like at this point I might be looking for scents to burn in the bedrooms to like accompany the pistachio cranberry, because that's like one of my favorite fragrances from them. So I'm leaning towards getting that one in a Two-wick. Now, the other two Two-wicks that I have on my wish list are candy cane cookies. This is top note of baked snickerdoodle cookies, mid note of peppermint and cinnamon butter, and base note of powdered sugar and white chocolate. I think think a lot of people are curious to see if this is their take on Bath & Body Works Peppermint Sugar Cookie, which I know a lot of people love. And actually, that was one of the few fragrances when I went into Bath & Body Works a few weeks ago now, when they started putting out all of their holiday candles. I was really intrigued by the sugared pine needles or something like that. I liked that one, and I liked the peppermint sugar cookie, but by then I saw that this candy cane cookies was going to be coming out, and you guys know soy wax is my preferred wax formula, so I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to try out caramel sundaes if I can get my hands on it, and see how that goes. So candy cane cookies is on my wish list. And then the other fragrance that's available in a 4-wick, but I think I'm going to go with it in a 2-wick, is the Double Dipped Danish. Top notes of blueberry compote, powdered sugar glaze, mid note of cream cheese icing, and base note of pie spices. So I do really like the way that Caramel Sundaes has done a lot of their blueberry fragrances. But again, I think the reason why I'm going to go with a 2-wick instead of a 4-wick on that is because sometimes with Caramel Sundaes, you guys know, when I did the Frosted Gingerbread review, I know Frosted Gingerbread is a very popular fragrance. I think it's Sierra's favorite for the holiday season. But for me personally, I don't like super, super sweet fragrances. And Frosted Gingerbread was a little bit too frosting forward for me. I prefer a little bit more of the savory, spicy elements of a gingerbread note, more so than the frosting. That's just my own personal fragrance preferences. If you're somebody who likes that really sweet frosting forward, you will love Frosted Gingerbread. But for me, it's not. So being that I'm seeing there's a cream cheese icing accord right there in the middle, powdered sugar glaze, that to me sounds like it's going to be very, very sweet mixed with a blueberry. There's part of me that's like, you know what, Katie, play it safe, see what, let's maybe go with that in a 2-wick. And also, you guys, I'm just going to be honest, I'm keeping in mind that in the December restock, they are still going to be putting out some winter fragrances. They're not going to be doing like their standard quote unquote Christmas fragrances. But you guys, there were some candles that I picked up last December that I loved from them. And so I'm trying to like be good with my budget and say like, okay, Katie, let's hold back just a little bit to see what they come out with in December. Because again, there were some fragrances that I really liked last year. So those are the fragrances that are currently on my wish list. I would also highly recommend if you are looking at their laundry soap. I love it for my sheets and towels. The Luxe Linen scent is one of my favorite, although my absolute favorite from them is the fragrance Plain Jane. I don't know if that one is coming back in this restock. If it is, I would definitely pick up probably another 2 bottles. I really love that. But yeah, you guys, I have a lot of videos here talking about how to shop with Caramel Sundaes. Just a very brief rundown. If you will go to their website today, you will be able to see all of these fragrances with the fragrance notes. They do usually take the website down by noon on Sunday, so you'll want to make sure that you have your list ready to go. There is usually a strategy to this. They have gotten better with having more inventory, but this is very much a Hunger Games style, which I know that model of business immediately turns some people off. But other people like me, I'm like, this is like the biggest high of the month for me, right? Seeing what I can score. And I don't mind the business model. It is what works for them. And you know what? Every business owner has got to make that call, right? That's what works best for them. So why not? I really love the brand. I love that their customer service is great. John and Sierra are great about getting back to people online when you send them DMs via Instagram. So this is a business that I really like supporting. I really like their products. And yeah, I'm excited for it. But like I said, this is happening all on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign up for those text alerts so that way you get the 2 minutes early access and have your strategy and wish list ready to go. You do not want to get that text at 6:58 and then get on and say, oh, what am I going to peruse around for? As for me, you guys, I'm just going to say my first priorities to pick up are going to be those 3 4-wicks. I'm definitely going to go Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser, Mahogany Marshmallow. I would say those 2 in particular are like my top 2 priorities to get. Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser is my number 1. I want that fragrance. If I only was able to purchase that one during this restock, I would probably be happy. I mean, let's be honest, I'd be a little bummed that I missed out on the others, but that is my number 1 priority fragrance. So I would suggest for you, when you put your list together, when you get that alert to get in, know what your number one priority is. So I think I'm going to get Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser, Mahogany Marshmallow, and Holiday Sweets. Those are going to be like my top three. I bought Bakery on Main in the big giant Four-wick, and it's going to be really hard for me to pass it up in this beautiful gold vessel. But I don't know, you guys. We'll just see where my budget is at. We've got Christmas coming up. I've got 3 kids. Oh, and I just put braces on the youngest kid this week. So yeah, it's getting a little expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the Bakery on Main in that gold jar, but I would say last I remembered, Sierra said that they had poured a lot of that. So they're expecting that one to be very popular. But I don't know. That one's going to be one for me that if I happen to go back in and see it still in stock and I still have money in my budget, then I will get it. So yeah, the Four-wicks are going to be my top 3 priority. And then I would say after that, candy cane cookies is probably my highest priority in the Two-wick, followed by, I'm going to say followed probably by the Cranberry Christmas Crumble and the double dipped Danish. So, but I will just say probably the 4 that I would be the happiest getting would be Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser, Mahogany Marshmallow, Holiday Sweets, and candy cane cookies. If I can make it out with just those 4, I would call it a pretty successful, a successful restock for yours truly here. So let me know in the comment section down below what is on your wish list from this drop. I always like to hear what has caught your eye, and I'm pretty excited for what I feel like. This is so funny. Like, we get so excited for the restock, it happens, and then like we're waiting, like, okay, so what's coming up next? It's like we all just need the next big hit. It's ridiculous, but it just is what it is. So again, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Hopefully I will have my, what should I have up next week or tomorrow for you guys? I can't remember what is in my plan. Is it candle chat? Possibly? I don't know. I can't remember, but I'll have another video up for you guys, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday. And again, one of those videos will be the review for Perfect Christmas. So I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.